How would you manage your fear? So, how did you manage your fear while you were working?
Hi, thank you for joining us on another episode of Car to Car. I'm Ramon.
And hi, I'm Dana. And today we'll discuss a question that we received, and it is how would you manage your fear? So, how did you manage your fear while you were working?
Well, honestly, I think fear is normal. In all facets of life, you're going to have a level of fear, whether it's public speaking, whether it's um, um, talking amongst other people, or just doing something new, going to a new class. So I think fear is normal. So understanding that, I think helped me. Training, making sure that when I went to training, I paid attention and I took it seriously because that's what you're going to revert back to. You're going to revert back to um, the scenarios that you were placed in at work. And I think our police department did a really good job of looking to see what was going on in the world and how situations were happening and forcing us to be in those situations repeatedly. And also running scenarios through my head before I got there, how to set up a perimeter, how to deal with a car. Like there was on traffic stops, there's several ways that you could do it. You could either stop the car, have the person get out and come to you. You could walk up to the car. So having a plan of action, I think, helps you as well, and just staying aware. And like I said, I really believe that um, fear is normal, and just understanding that there's no way to not be afraid on this job, And so the job, fear comes with the job.
Absolutely. And I'll start with a quote that I'm probably going to mess up. But courage is not the absence of fear, but it's the ability to move past that and still get the job done. So, like you say, fear is normal. And I have the same, pretty much the exact things because I manage my fear by leaning heavily on my training, just from what my training advisors taught me and all the in service trainings along the way and outside trainings along the way. And just some of the things that always stuck out when you mentioned traffic stops, just conducting it in a way that you feel comfortable and having that pattern the same way, whether it was the way you positioned your car so you didn't have to worry about people hitting you, a little bit over to the side to give you a pathway from the rear to walk up if that was your approach to walk up to the car. Mine was to approach the car. I didn't want the person to get out the car on me, so I approached the car. But before I did that, I made sure I took the signal over the air to give my location and also to wait for the information to come back on that car. So I had a better idea of whether the car was stolen or not. And so just being mindful of tinted windows and making sure the windows were rolled down and just giving verbal commands. So just trying to control my environment so that I can lessen my fear. Obviously, watch the hands. I was told you always watch the hands because that's what's going to kill you. So I was very mindful of that. The number of people around, whether it was one of me versus four of the citizens. Just like you say, really leaning heavily on um, your training, also knowing my surroundings, knowing my neighborhood, have an idea who are the problem people in the neighborhood. So just using training and information.
Yeah. You know what I think too? I think the community believes that we don't have fear, and that some of the actions that you see police officers taking are because we're trying to be overly officious or things of that nature. Sometimes that's fear. And so when you see a lot of pushback, and we always talk about comply, 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 because you have no idea what people will do in their fear. And I think a lot of times some of these police officers are in fear, and so they use their fear, and it winds up hurting the community. And so just understand that police officers are afraid as much as you may be in situations, and we may not project it because we're trained to always be authoritative and command different scenes, and so well, command all scenes. And but there is a level of fear, I think, that comes with this job. And
It is, and for both sides, I think if both sides look at the body language of the people. Like for me, for controlling my fear, I looked at the body language. Obviously, you know what a fighting stance is. You also know when a stance when someone is going to run. So again, when they're fidgety, and also for citizens to watch the body language of police. So if a person comes in an FI stance, I'm not standing up, but pretty much if their hands are here above the waist, that's the pretty much the natural stance if they're ready for something to, if in case they have to fight and they have to do a strike or whatever and protect their gun, their hands are here. But if you see an officer with their hand on the gun when they approach, I wouldn't play too much with that officer because their fear level is a little bit higher because they're not comfortable with their hands here in the ready stance. They're already here on their gun. So just everyone just pay attention to body language because that's a signal of a person's level of fear or just angst as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much all I have. I mean, I believe that fear comes with the job. As police officers, we have to manage it, and the best way to manage it is to keep training and understanding that fear is normal.
Yes. All right. So there's another episode of Car to Car Podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And thank you for watching.
Until next time.